everybody. We just got done reviewing The Last of Us episode 1. Sorry, I'm all confused. So go check out that review. It's a zombie show. Lots of zombies. I don't know if I've made my opinion on zombies. I don't really care for them. But Jared, you like zombies, don't you?
I don't dislike zombies.
They're not your favorite monster.
You don't want to marry a zombie, Jared?
So let's do the 30 best zombie movies.
As you know, I hate horde mode in like games, so it's
I didn't know you hate horde mode.
Yeah, I hate horde mode.
Interesting.
Ever since Jackson loved it and Gears of War, I can't.
Yeah, I've never been a horde mode guy. Like Left 4 Dead, never grabbed me.
Never grabbed you. The zombies didn't grab you.
Yeah.
Okay, 30 best zombie movies of all time. Hopefully Jared's seen a bunch of these because I don't watch a lot of zombie movies. Jared, have you watched a lot of zombie movies?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so here we go. Maggie.
Nope.
That's actually a pretty good movie.
You've seen that?
I have. It was on Hulu for the longest time. It's too long, but it has a really good ending. Like it's a really good movie.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger, I didn't know he did a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's him. I thought it was the dude from Walking Dead. that Negan guy for some reason.
Oh, really? All right, Resident Evil.
Oh, boy.
That's a 5. Yeah, I don't know about zombies.
It's only 20.
Yeah.
What are they, Jared, then?
They're just they're those movies. They're that special breed.
Biohazard.
Who's doing the new Resident Evil? It's like someone very exciting.
Oh, I forgot.
I can't remember. I'm gonna look it up.
Someone look it up. 28. Anna in the Apocalypse.
Never heard of it.
Seen that?
Never.
Looks like one of those indie ones where they're trying to be like quirky and.
Yeah, look at that kid in the Christmas sweater on the left. Quirky AF.
Scottish, it looks like.
Scott. No, just kidding.
Life After Beth.
I have seen that. That's pretty good.
Never
Dane
seen
DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan.
That's pretty good.
Well, is it a comedy?
It's a romantic comedy, yeah.
Romantic comedy. She doesn't look too happy.
No.
Night of the Creeps.
I have seen that. I don't remember it.
Really? Little Monsters.
I
never heard of it.
Have I seen that? I don't know. I don't think I've seen that.
It's a horror comedy.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Cooties with the dude from Lord of the Rings, Frodo. What is his name? Elijah Wood.
Frodo. Okay. 24. It Comes at Night.
I'm not a huge fan of that.
Really?
People like made a big fuss about it when it came out, and I was just like, I guess it was all right.
Never. It's the director of The Barbarian. That was like a really popular horror movie.
Oh, that horror movie.
Oh.
I always see this, and I'm always tempted to watch it, but I never have.
I think you'd like if any zombie movie, you'd probably like it.
That sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen
poster with like it's like dark and it's looking at that dog from behind.
Who is that? Joel? Is it Joel Edgerton?
Joel Edgerton. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like
Not
Joel.
Right there.
Oh, I was like, that doesn't look like Joel Edgerton at
all. Night of the Comet.
Never heard
of it. I haven't
it.
seen that one.
Never heard of it. Warm Bodies.
Yep.
I fell asleep during that movie. I never finished it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Did you like it, Jared?
It was all right. Another like trying to do a rom-com with zombies.
Everyone loved it, and I got really bored and fell asleep. I never went back. I was like, man,
dang it! White zombies.
Whoa!
Oh, white zombie.
Is that a zombie or is that Dracula?
That big man
with a very small butt chin.
Oh man.
Bela Lugosi. Pontypool?
Never heard of it.
No.
Never heard of it. Slither.
Seen Slither.
Is that a zombie movie?
I don't
thought that was an alien movie.
Yeah.
I think like because it's like worms, right?
Yeah.
When they get in you like a human, you're a zombie, but it's really just like those worms. So I don't know if that counts.
James Gunn directed it.
Weird.
We don't know if it counts.
Elizabeth Banks.
Doomsday.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Jared.
Looks like Mad Max.
Nope. I haven't seen it.
Dead Snow.
Never heard of it.
Nope.
I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it. Anthropophagus?
Pophagus, I guess. Never heard of it.
I don't know what that is. It's got to be that
Maybe?
Italian one, right?
I
Man,
might have seen that one.
You might have.
I'd have
A
to
pseudo
read
sequel to Absurd.
Everyone's
World
seen
War
that.
Z. I thought that wasn't very popular.
It wasn't good. It's a better book.
I liked, it's a way better book. Dear Lord, the book's so good. I liked the visuals in it. I liked the horde visuals in it. And apparently the video game's great. People love
Really?
the
Video
video game.
game?
Yeah, there's like two, I think. One Left 4 Dead style and then one like not.
That seems a little high. 15.
Yeah.
Nightmare City. Look at that lady. She is freaked out.
Oh my god. He looks more freaked out at her.
She's like, "Ah!"
Have you guys ever heard of, I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's a zombie movie. It's like Bozo or something. And it's where a lady keeps a zombie as a pet. Johnny and I watched it years and years ago. It's a weird movie.
I don't remember.
That sounds
one.
familiar. I can't remember.
Maybe
Maybe
what
it'll
it's
be
called,
on
though.
this list.
That's what I was
Zombie
hoping
2.
for. I doubt it, but it was
I've
fun.
heard of Zombie 2. I haven't seen it.
No, me
It's
neither.
on my list.
I
It's
think
on
it's
his
eaten
list.
in bed.
That guy is pretty much having a bad day. Dead Alive.
Never seen
I
it.
have seen
That's
that.
Peter Jackson's, right?
hmm
Yeah.
It's
Good old-
bloody.
I've seen the lawnmower scene, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very famous scene.
Wreck?
Wreck.
Oh, that's not zombies at all. I can't spoil it, but that's not zombies at all.
Is it not zombies?
Well, spoilers. It's demons,
Oh dang.
Oh.
but like I guess
Oh.
it possesses people and then they become zombies. 'Cause
Oh.
there's more than one.
That's just
Interesting.
possession. Zombieland. of
Oh,
course.
so great.
Good.
So great.
Did you ever watch 2?
I did watch 2. Not nearly
Is
as
it
good.
good?
Not
No,
it's
it's good.
fun, but not just lower your expectations if you ever watch it.
Mm.
But the first one's just great.
Return of the Living Dead.
Seen that one.
Never seen it.
Have you seen the Living Dead sequels, Jared?
Mhm.
Any good?
They're not great.
They're not great.
Yeah,
Reanimator.
I've seen Reanimator.
How are my teeth looking?
Planet Terror.
Seen that.
What the heck is that?
That's
That's the
C-
double feature. with-
CW
Yeah.
CW zombies. or something?
Grindhouse.
Yeah. You've seen that, haven't you, Michael?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought
Huh.
you did. I thought we watched it. with you.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun
Oh.
of the Dead.
Classic.
Awesome.
So good.
I actually like this one.
So good.
I actually kind of liked it better than Hot Fuzz.
Really? That's a little crazy.
Wow.
That's a little crazy.
I haven't seen the third of that trilogy.
I do like when they're like throwing the records and he's like, I liked it.
I like when they meet the other group.
Oh, yeah.
No.
The Bizarro group.
Yeah. One Cut of the Dead.
I need to watch that one. It's supposed to be really good. There's supposed to be a twist in it that makes
Japanese
it
horror comedy.
World War II.
Night of the Living. I have seen Night of the
Seen
Living
that.
Dead. It's funny
No.
to make. It's fun to make fun of. Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Is that the one in the mall?
hmm
That's the
I know
one.
I've seen one of the. I think I've seen that one,
That's-
but I don't remember it.
Did you see the Zack Snyder one? Or that?
I saw one where they're in a parking garage at one point, and there's a zombie running at him or something like that. I can't.
Yeah,
that's
what's
all I
the
remember.
Zack Snyder? What was that Zack Snyder one we watched on Netflix? Something of the
Oh,
Army of the Dead.
No,
Yeah.
where's
Remember
that one? I like that movie.
I haven't
Train to
seen Train to
Busan.
Busan.
That's
I
a
haven't
zombie movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've always seen that and been like, I should watch that movie because it looks cool, and then I never watched it. Didn't know it was zombies.
Everyone was like hyping it up, and I just was like, I don't want to watch it because everyone's
Yeah.
like,
I'm the same way. If it gets too hyped, then I'm like, I don't want to watch 28 Days
Awesome.
Later.
Days later. Yeah, those are great. I'm
so
surprised
we
the
get-
sequel wasn't on this list.
And we're getting another sequel this year.
Looks good. Looks real good.
Looks real good.
July, I
Yep.
think.
starts off with them watching Teletubbies, so you're like, what the heck?
The sun.
Yeah, so let us know what your favorite zombie movies. We didn't see one about a dog. Is there any zombie movies you guys would put on that list?
Oh gosh,
I can't remember them right now. I
I
need
know. I
time.
would need.
I don't know either.
I don't know. There's got to be some though.
I know there's got to be one they missed, right?
Yeah, I feel like those were a little all over the place, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Two of those were definitely not zombies.
Yeah. We got to call them out. All right. Let's get to a little news. I didn't have time to make slides, so I'm sorry. No visual.
What? Oh my
No
god.
visuals
No
for you.
visuals.
But we didn't really have that much news. Direwolves got resurrected, kind
I heard
of.
that.
So,
Oh,
a picture of them holding direwolves went around the internet, and then scientists were like, "Those aren't direwolves. Those are genetically manipulated dogs." So we'll have to wait a little longer for.
Those are
actual-
fancy dogs. Those are werewolves.
Yeah, so that was just some gene therapy animals. The chicken jockey the Minecraft movie is making people go nuts.
dude, that's bananas.
So
Why are they doing that? Like,
I saw a video where they had an actual chicken in the theater and they were like throwing it around. And people have been throwing like popcorn at the screen and stuff like that. So it's making people go
Zombies.
nuts. Zombies. The UK Switch pre-orders have sold out already, and apparently they have like
Oh, yeah.
warehouses of them. And
I went live
North
this week, huh? Not for us, but
I thought the chicken jockey was like a long time thing, but apparently it's just from this movie.
oh,
right?
really? It's
Yeah,
not like
reference.
a Easter egg or something.
Yeah.
I had no knowledge of it beforehand.
People are going lava chicken. I think that's a new theme, but they love that too. I don't know if you saw that. Speaking of Last of Us, the Sony released the Last of Us collection. It's like Last of Us Complete, $109 for both.
Dang,
games.
I didn't see
that.
Almost as much as a Switch 2 game.
Yeah, Nintendo kind of countered it by putting out the 2 Zelda, and for crazy amounts. So yeah, they want you to pay a lot for video games now. The Harry Potter, the first round of the Harry Potter show cast got announced. Any thoughts on that, Michael?
I think Nick Frost was a great choice for Hagrid. I was pretty excited because
That is cool.
I'd heard the rumor and I was like, that would be cool, but I can't see that. And then he actually was. And I liked his little picture that Thomas shared in the thing where he's like, thank you for trusting me. I was like, oh, that makes me happy. The guy who played Quirrell, very young. I thought that was surprising. Who else we got? We got Dumbledore. We had McGonagall. I like that actress a lot. So I think she'll do a great job. And then Filch, I didn't recognize that actor, but he looked like a Filchy kind of guy. So that was bad.
One of them actually has been in a Harry Potter movie. I don't remember which one, but one of them
Interesting.
has been in it as a different character, I think. And then there's been some Fantastic Four red flags. So everyone who loves the Fantastic Four was kind of freaking out by some of the comments that the 2 actors playing Johnny Storm and Sue Storm made. And basically Johnny's like, well, I'm not going to be a womanizer, like making fun of people and stuff. And it's like, Johnny is a literal hothead. I mean, that's what he's known for. He's just the impulsive one. And he he likes the ladies and stuff. So it's kind of sad that they're changing his character. And also Sue was like, yeah, she's not going to be like the 60s housewife Sue, but Sue's been in the comics for a long time. She's the most powerful member of the Fantastic Four. It's pretty safe to say. So it's kind of weird that they would have to, because she's the mom, basically. She's the mom of the group. They're Marvel's first family. So she's the mom. She's kind of the heart. She doesn't really need to be the boss, but it's kind of making it look like she's going to be the boss.
She's
lady.
the heart. She's always making out with Namor. How is she the heart?
She's got one little. You got to keep what's his name honest. All right, so yeah, that was all the news I had. Did you guys have any news or anything?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, I do have sad news.
Oh,
Hmm.
no.
And I blame everyone who has not listened to my recommendations, but Mythic Quest got canceled.
Oh,
On
So-
Apple?
Yeah, so they're actually refilming the last episode of season 4 to end it. I was like, man, it's very disappointing. Very sad.
honestly,
I forgot
honestly,
to
I didn't know
Alex.
I honestly didn't know it was still going.
Yeah, it's a great show. Alex and I finished season 4 like last week. Now I hadn't even told him it. He's gonna be so sad. His little heart's gonna go.
Tell him right now, get live footage.
He's not here.
Live footage of this
FaceTime him.
heartbreaking.
Alex, Mythic Quest is canceled. Just throw this phone.
Just
Yeah.
start swearing.
It was sad.
bleep him out, bleep him out.
All right, anime. I did catch that first episode of My Hero Vigilante.
Oh, yeah.
Did you, Jared?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So what I thought it's a good premise. The art style looks a little dated on purpose because it looks like a comic book, right? So I
Mhm.
think they did it on purpose like that. So it's a little different. Character, I like the big guy, the big vigilante guy. He's funny. I like him just stomping around and stuff like that, wanting to punch everyone he meets. I think it's interesting that they're not in school. I kind of like that because he's like a college student. So it kind of takes place outside of My Hero because My Hero's so focused on the school stuff. So it's kind of good to get outside. Yeah, and promising.
I did like when he's like, "Time to use my power." He just rolls them. He just rolls.
It's like, and I can't go really fast. It's just like going down the sidewalk while people are walking. You're like, what is this guy doing?
Barely faster than a bike or whatever they say.
It was funny.
Yeah, so it's promising. I do like how he was the nice guy, just picking
Yeah.
up trash and
It's like time to do my work.
telling Midoriya's mom where to go and stuff like that. And then I watched 2 episodes of Lazarus, which is on HBO Max, and it's for the Cowboy Bebop creator, so we know Michael will
Ooh.
hate it. I don't like the art style. It looks very cheap to me. I hate the bold lines on stuff. And it's got a lot of CG in it. Sometimes it can look good, like when he's like flipping around and stuff. The story's very interesting. It's about this scientist who made a pain reliever that like it was the best pain reliever ever, and everyone was taking it, and it even made the kids high. The kids were getting high off of it. And then suddenly he announced that it's going to kill everyone.
No.
So they're trying to find the scientist to figure out why he did this.
So you know the product you love? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Dang it. Can I have
So
some
I'm
more?
kind of interested where it goes. It's very Cowboy Bebop, especially that second episode. It just seems like something would happen in Cowboy Bebop. But yeah, keep checking it out. Any
Michael,
other
did you finish the Devil May Cry?
I
anime?
did finish it.
already?
I did. It
Chris was watching it, said it was good. Like he would recommend it. So
I
might watch
definitely,
that.
I definitely do. I will say the strongest bits are the beginning and the end. So like I started off, they have, you know, the 2 worlds, the demon guy is trying to bring the 2 worlds back together so the demons can be free from their realm, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of cool backstory for sure. There was one bit I was confused, so I'll have to ask you after you finish it to see if I missed something. But why I say I think the beginning and end are the strongest, I think that's where the budget was put. The middle, there is a lot of CG in the middle. There's a lot of, like the demons when they're fighting, they're a lot of points where they go CG, and I'm like, okay, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's pretty good CG, but it's still just like has that kind of thing. But then you get to the last fight, and the last fight looks amazing. I'm like, this looks so cool. Although there is one point where I'll just say they're in the sky, and it's hand drawn with Dante, and it is awesome. It is such a cool, like very well animated, very very well. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. But yeah, I think overall the show was really good. The villains, I was very intrigued by the villains. I mentioned it because it seems like definitely they're going to go for season 2 for this, and I think it definitely should. Yeah, I'd definitely recommend it for sure. I don't want to say more because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but it was
The
very,
only thing
very
I
cool
know
show.
is the fans were upset because Johnny Young Bosch voices Dante in this for
Mhm.
some reason instead of Nero. So they're like, "What? Why would you do that?"
Who
Um,
voices Dante in the games?
I don't know his voice
I have
actor.
no idea. I have to look that up.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
That's good. I guess because he's very much like Dante in 3, where he's goofing off, he's making jokes. Like it's very, very fun to watch in this. But I'm used to like Devil May Cry 1 is the one I'm most familiar with because what I grew up playing. I played I think all of them but 4. There's a 4th one. Yeah, I've never played the 4th one.
What's the 5th one?
Yeah, I played the 5th one.
Oh, yeah.
I for some reason skipped 4. I don't know why. It was
Why'd you skip
it was
4?
different character, and then 5 came out. I don't know, but yeah, I'm used to like
remember
1.
Dante like dancing in the 3rd one.
So I'm used to like 1 where he's very serious. It's just like demon hunting, and then 3 is it's more 3 for sure.
I really wanted to play 5. I still haven't played it.
5's great.
It's great, Jared.
It still has the it has that repetitive nature to it of just going level by level and fighting. It's about the combos and doing all this stuff. So it's a very Jackson game, is what it is. But it's very fun.
Wow.
You don't like the character action games?
Devil May Cry.
Jackson does love Bayonetta.
He does. He loves Bayo.
Ruben Langdon is the voice actor, and he just looks like an anime character himself, but like I don't know. Anyway, interesting. I do have one more anime I can jump through really fast that I tried and was exceedingly. So it's called Moonrise on Netflix, I believe it was, or was it HBO? I think it was Netflix. It's a new anime that is a very, very popular manga parent series. And the visuals are awesome. The combat is awesome, but I just don't know if I've heard worse dialogue in a long time. Like it's so in your face of telling you everything that's happening. Like I got 2 episodes in and I was like, I have to stop. I can't. It's a cool. Like basically the premise is like they have one of those orbital elevators in the future, whatever, and they colonize the moon, but then the moon rises up, destroys the elevator, and basically rebels to be their own society. So they're like, we're no longer sharing like resources or anything from our world. We are now separate, and it's a very cool premise. I like that a lot, but it's just like the dialogue is. Like there are points where it's okay, but like especially there's this one flashback scene with the kids. I was just grabbing my face. I was like, please just shut up. Just walk around. I don't care. I don't want to hear you say another word. It was so bad. Dialogue was horrible. Netflix, yeah. Dialogue's horrible. God.
I heard there was another anime that fans are really mad at because I think it was a web anime or something like that, and they got mad because they didn't like the visual quality or the animations.
The thing about that show is visual quality is great. Like, so cool. But
can't remember what that show was called. That Lazarus one is done by Mappa, so not my favorite animation studio, so probably should be surprised. Solo Leveling, last episode. Did we watch it?
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did, sir.
Finally.
Man, that's some good stuff.
Okay, yeah. So it picked up right after the ant fight, right? In their morning, they're two fallen, which was the girl, everyone's waifu, and the healer guy, the guy's best friend, who came out of retirement just to take on this mission. And of course, that means his head got bit off. So Jin, or I always forget his name because of the other show I watched.
Jinwoo?
Yeah, his name is Sun Raku, and I always get it confused with Jinwoo. But so it's like Hunter Sung, right? So Hunter Sung. So he's like, turn off that freaking camera right now, and the camera was like, so he turns that off, and he does the rise thing to the healer dude, and he's like, this is the only way we can save her. So the healer dudes, all like the blue army dudes that he has. And he's like smiling. He's like, "Hey, I'm alive." And then
they all look at Iron and are like, "Oh God!"
and he does his job and heals the girl. And then, but the other guy, the guy that sounds like All Might, he's like, "Darn it, he would not want to live like this, man." The guy I knew did not want to be in the army, so please let him go. So apparently, Sung can do that. He can let his army soldiers go, so he does. And the guy's like, "Bye," and he like vanishes.
Yeah, I kept thinking. Well, first I was disappointed because I saw in the last episode I was like, "Oh, he's gonna resurrect him. He's a healer now. That's awesome. He's unbeatable." And then he let him go. I was like, "Oh, this is a Lord of the Rings Return of the King moment. The ghosts are gone."
I was kind of sad too. And then he's like, he got. I'm trying to remember because it's been a while, but he went to the big bug, right? Because he's going to heal him or rise him.
Yeah, because the other guys bailed out and they're going to escape.
So because he's been wanting that guy ever since he beat him. So he arises that guy, but it's a little weird. He says he's got a strong aura even in death, and when he like raises him, he says it's a kind of weird, and the guy can actually talk in his zombie form or whatever you call those risen guys state. He can actually talk, and he's like, "Master," or "Give me."
I love being in your army, Master. I love you guys.
He's like, "Even though I killed you," and he's like, "Yes, I love it." And he's like, "Give me a name," and he names them. I forget, Beru, I think.
Yeah.
So he's on the team now, and that's a good thing because the guys outside are getting the ants have regrouped and they're outside fighting everyone. So he unleashes his new ant guy, and he even resurrects some of the other ants, right? So he has like a little army too. And they go and they fight and they save everyone, and everyone's happy. They even see those guys from like the very beginning of the series. They're there for some reason.
Yeah, his like first team he went with.
I didn't expect to see them, but they were there. So the day is saved. And pretty much everyone knows Sung, saved the day. So now he's like a hero. And then he talks with the big scarred guy, and he's like, "What you gonna do next?" And he's like, "I think I'm gonna build my own guild." And that makes his little henchman very happy. He's like, "Yeah."
You talk about the part where he makes the ant king take out the other ants, and he's like super fast, and then he goes and helps those people in the helicopter.
Oh yeah, because they were like about to get eaten, and then he goes.
Oh yeah.
They're like, "What was that blue blur?"
Yep. What else? Anything else happen in this? What was the end? Oh! There was a mysterious guy, right? Caveman looking dude, and this old guy who was kind of like commanding him. I don't remember what they talked about, but he was like, the old guy was. He wants to be hidden or something. They don't want to reveal themselves.
They were talking as though they were more like gods or the main characters, like Sung. But they're like, why would he waste time saving these humans, whatever? Then they did the little split portal thing, and they're going off to other dimensions and stuff. That was cool.
Yeah, and then the other guy was there too, looking at him.
Long hair, bro.
So a little teaser for what's to come, I guess. They showed the Chinese hunter, S-class hunter, and he was really cool.
That dude was crazy strong.
What else? What happened at the end? I can't remember the end.
I remember he turns around, his eyes all blue, and he looks cool.
Yeah,
he just has like all his forces out, and he's walking past them.
Yeah, he has
them
all
like,
lined up and stuff.
It's time for the next mission or something like that, and then he walks on by.
So cool, very cool.
Cool.
I do like how they always play a little bit into like the bad side, or what the other people could be, or what other people could be thinking, where they're like, why didn't he go initially? They start kind of painting him as the bad guy in that sense. So I was like, the show does that a lot, where they kind of play both sides a lot. I like that.
Yeah. So season 2 is over. What'd you guys think?
Awesome.
Despite the boring bug aesthetic, it was awesome.
No, this is why I can now explain why the bug aesthetic is cool.
Now explain,
especially like this in Hunter x Hunter. It's because in Hunter x Hunter, you deal with the whole bug part, right? The next part, they're going to the whole other country, the dark country.
Mm-hmm.
The ants were just like the little insects of that world. So you have this whole echelon of people that you don't even know. You just got a taste.
Little
And it's like
taste.
this too, because the guys that portaled away, they're just like, whatever, this is stupid. So you're like, it's just the taste.
Just a taste. Yeah, pretty successful. People are loving it.
Season 3 is still not confirmed or greenlit yet. So
Yeah, true.
Get your stuff together, guys.
What do you? Any hopes for the next season?
It's
Just
just
more awesomeness.
every time I
more-
think. Oh, go ahead.
I just want more on those other guys, because you know how like the long blue hair guy was like, shit's about to go down, like it's about to get tough. Like I want it to actually get tough.
That's what
Or
I keep wondering is like he's getting so strong, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna have a challenge, but there's never really a challenge. But then like you see the Chinese one, and he's like, oh, I wish I could been there to actually have some fun. You're like, oh, that dude's actually like he does the whole sword swipe, kills as many as Hunter
Mhm.
Sung would have, and I was like, oh, we're not peak yet, level 100, but not there.
And the girl wants to get to his level. So she
Yeah,
can
that was
smell him.
interesting. That was interesting that she's like talked about getting stronger. I was like, is there a way?
All right.
Oh, I did like. Okay, yeah, because he has all of his army lined up in that gate. He goes because he was stuck in traffic, and then he goes to the blue gate, but it turns red. And I like the line. He goes, "I'll just solo it," and he walks in. I was like, that's the name of you silly.
Oh yeah, they call him to go do whatever you call those things, a dungeon or
Yeah.
whatever, because no one could get there because of traffic. So he has.
I
to
like when
go.
he's like, they're always red gates. They're
He's like, this
Oh,
always
yeah.
happens.
And that's when we get that cool scene where the whole army's unleashed.
Yeah.
Looks
Mhm.
really awesome. Yep. So
Good
we'll see
stuff.
what happens. All right. Daredevil. Daredevil made me really mad.
Really?
I don't know what I got more mad at, Daredevil or Last of Us, but so Daredevil, it's like they forgot what happened in the last episode because man, it's the girlfriend, right? Daredevil's girlfriend. She's they're talking and they're kind of decompressing about what happened, and it's just the worst line ever. Is she's like, because he's like, she's mad or she doesn't like vigilantes. She says they're just boys in masks and I don't like them. They shouldn't be around. And Matt's like, well, Daredevil did kind of save you. And she's like, I saved myself. And I'm like, no, you did
You
not
definitely
save
did not.
yourself. You were getting your butt kicked. Daredevil swung in, beat the crap out of Muse, and Muse was like ready to go off to prison. And then you shot him. You just shot the guy. You're a terrible therapist. It's like, what is wrong with you? And then instead of arguing about that, she gets like all cranky that he doesn't want to go to the ball with her. And then, so Daredevil, he meets Bullseye in prison because Bullseye has been put in the Gen Pop, which a lot of the nerdy guys I watch are like, he would have no problem in the Gen Pop. He would just beat everyone up. But anyway, he goes there because Daredevil knows that he was hired by someone to kill Foggy. And they talk, and Daredevil pretty much gets gets some innocent people killed because he slams Bullseye's head on the table on purpose, right? Because he wants Bullseye to get released. So he needs him to like escape. So he does, but he has to like kill some cops to do it. So Daredevil pretty much got some cops killed.
Damn.
Yeah. So the end takes place at the ball. Like I said, it's the black and white dance or whatever.
Every pretty girl deserves to go to a ball, Joseph.
So it was Daredevil's girlfriend and Vanessa. And that way Kingpin can wear white like he does. So they're there, and Heather, his girlfriend, is still complaining that he's not there. But he does show up, and he's there. And Vanessa and Kingpin are shaking a rug or dancing, and he's like, "Oh, we got to dance too," so they're dancing, and then they swap partners.
Oh, and it's
And-
Kingpin and Matt.
no,
Oh.
Be adorable.
but so Daredevil's like tells Vanessa, I know you hired him to kill Foggy. She's like, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about." I forgot a part. Vanessa shot her boyfriend that Kingpin had
In the basement.
in the basement. And the episode before, it looked like Kingpin was gonna like wreck house and this guy would be beaten to a pulp. But in this episode, he didn't look like he was hurt at all. And he's like, "Please let me go," and she shoots him to show her loyalty to Kingpin. And then so back to the ball, dancing. Bullseye shows up. He's gonna snipe him. Kingpin's talking to Heather, and he's like, "Hey, do you ever wonder why Matt likes vigilantes so much?" And then he's about to shoot Vanessa, and Daredevil like jumps in front of Kingpin and stuff, and takes the bullet for them. And he's down. He's all bloody on the floor, and that's how the episode ended. Yeah, I did not like this episode. But what did you think, Michael?
I liked you bring up the girlfriend. This was the first time that I was actually pretty annoyed with her. I'm like, you're all right. You're done. You've done nothing. Go away.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
no
I
use in
need
this
you
episode.
to
You're no
leave
use in this episode at all.
Please bring Karen back, please.
Please
No
see
joke.
yourself out, man.
I did like the tension with, because I feel like he is just kind of like, all right, I'm going on my own way with Daredevil. He's doing his own thing, and he goes in, and like him really just frantically trying to figure out what's going on. I enjoyed a lot him going to meet Bullseye, but yeah, him, basically leading to the murder of many men. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But getting I thought the last scene was done really well. And although it did take me a moment, I was like, because at first I was like, wait, you jumped in front of him. Why not let him get shot? But I guess you took all the beliefs that you were putting on him and realized it was her. So I guess, because from our eyes, we're seeing Kingpin. He's still Kingpin. Like, he's doing bad things. But Daredevil doesn't know that. He thinks, oh, I was wrong about him. She did it, and so he dives in front. It makes sense, but it took me a moment to kind of piece all that together. But I like the music in this episode too. It's good music.
Yeah,
Man,
it's different.
there's-
Yeah.
I was just hoping there was a scene where he's like, Matt, you dance divinely.
For a blind man, you can dance well.
You cut a rug. Hopefully, in the last episode, Jared.
No, we can only dream.
All right, I think that's all the shows we watched.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's get on to what else? Any movies this time?
No movies.
No movies.
No
Jerry, what'd you
movies.
do?
Did I watch a movie? What did I do? I finished
What
that book.
did I do?
I finished
Look,
I Am Not a Serial Killer.
was he a serial killer at the end?
No. It was pretty good. In the beginning of every audiobook, I'm like, I hate this. But then as it goes on, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you gotta warm up to them. I think.
Yeah. The guy narrating was really good. I did like how he narrated it. As a story, it was okay. I wasn't like the greatest thing, but there is a part because his family or his mom and his older sister are morticians. And so he gets to like dress bodies and stuff like that. And there's this and he likes it because the whole time he's like, because he like idolizes serial killers and stuff like that. He writes his book reports on them and stuff. And he's always like, I gotta keep the monster inside away. It's very like Tokyo Ghoul or something like that. He's like, I gotta keep the monster at bay. And so like his mom knows like he's kind of like that. So later on when they get in a fight, she's like, as a peace offering, do you want to go touch the guts? I thought that was pretty funny. But it was all right. I liked it. It was pretty short too. I was surprised how short it was. It only upset me because I was listening to it on Spotify, and I had that wait period because I used up all my minutes on the last two
Oh,
books.
shoot.
So I was like, I just want to finish the last few chapters. But yeah, it was good. I started another book that was recommended to me on YouTube. I was looking at like horror books you should read, and it was Tender is the Flesh. So I started that one. We'll see how that goes, but it's narrated by a Spanish guy, and his accent is heavy. So I'm like, what did he say? What did he just say?
What did he
Um,
say?
and then I listened to two more or three more Beck albums.
Dang.
I started with Sea Change. This album was boring as heck. It was way more folky, like his early stuff, but like slowed down even more, and I was not having it. I did not like that album. But then I went on to the one after that. Did I not write it down? Crap, I didn't write it down. Dang it, I didn't write it down. It's the one after that. I don't have the name right here, but it was a lot faster paced. Definitely a lot more like synth in it as well. So it was a lot more upbeat, and I enjoyed it way more. I was like, oh yes. And then I went on to the third one called The Information. I wrote that one down. I don't know why I didn't write down the middle one. This one too, it was a lot more like there's a lot more like synth and electronic in it. So I was like, I'm glad he found like synthesizers, because if I had one more folk album to go through, I'd cry. But these last two were really good, and I enjoyed them. I think there was some YouTube. There was one YouTube. I don't have the name and stuff right here, but it was about the Black Lotus card from Magic: The Gathering, and why it's so rare, and why and it was just talking about like rare collectibles and stuff like that in the video. Apparently there was Magic put out this set back in the 90s, back in 90, what was it, 93 or something like that, of this set of cards, and they only put it out in two runs or something like that. And these cards, like the cards themselves, like the Black Lotus and two other cards from the set, are like the most powerful cards in the game. Like they have like no restrictions, or like very little restrictions in the game, so that's why they're so sought after. Like even the people that collect them and buy like this like 20,000, or I forget how much it is, it's like 20 or like 90,000 or something like that. They want to use it in their deck because it's such a good card, and they just want like an awesome deck. So I was like, oh, I didn't know that people actually wanted to use
Playable,
it.
yeah.
I thought it'd just be on a shelf, but I was like, if you want to just play with money, I guess. But there was this one guy. It was funny because they have like two separate stories of how these guys got their cards. One guy, he went to like I think it was like eBay or auctions and stuff like that. It was only a grade like 9, and he paid a lot of money for it, but he wanted to use it in his deck. And then there's this other guy, he just got like a box, or he bought a box, an old expansion that it was from, and he just pulled it out, and it was like a perfect 10 rated card too. He pulled it perfect, and like he was like, what the heck? And I kind of talked about grading cards as well, which I didn't really know the process of that. But it was a cool video. I had no idea why that card was so like prestigious. Like I always heard about the Black Lotus card like through friends and stuff like that. So I finally saw a video, and I was like, I just want to figure it out. I finally finished that 16-hour video of Bionicle lore. I didn't know. So you guys remember Bionicle? How they're like these island dwellers?
Mhm.
Did you know that island is a mask? You know how they wear masks? The island was a mask the whole time of this giant one.
Whoa.
I was like, what? But apparently the guy that created it, the story and everything, he went through some like real bad medical problems in real life. And when he was sick, he was like, when he would take his pills and stuff like that, he's like, what if these these pills were like actually warriors and stuff like that? And that's how he came up with it. And that's how he like came up with the story. And I was like, huh, there's a lot more to the to Bionicle than I thought. I thought it was just like cool little dudes that you put together. And then there was just a quick mention. Summoning Salt had a video. The guy that has videos on speedruns had one on the Mario 64 speedrun for the 120 stars, all the stars. Those videos are always so like captivating because you're just like, oh my god, did he do it? And then the guy does it, and then this guy does it like 10 minutes later, and you're like, dang it, let him have his thing. But it was just these two guys going back to back to back to back, and they're always so good. I always recommend his videos. So that's all I did this time. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting stuff, but
I can't even imagine speed running 64 because you're just like, wee.
Just
I
throwing
can't
the-
imagine.
Bam, 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 bam.
I can't imagine speed running or like trying for records because I'd be so stressed out. Like, I gotta do
don't
it.
mess up.
Don't do it.
I don't think I ever found the last star. Wasn't there?
I
always
never
one that was
did.
like hard to find.
Yeah, I missed. It's somewhere in the castle area.
I-
I never got
I-
it.
I can find them in the DS port. You know,
Yeah,
I can't do it in the
the
original
six-
game.
Yeah, I don't know where the heck it is.
I don't know.
I did see a video. It wasn't a video. It was a post on Instagram, and they were like showing prices of Pokemon cards. And they're like, "Why the heck are these energies?" Because they were like $23 or something. Like, why the heck are these energies so expensive? But apparently, in one of the comments, it's like in the black and white era, they didn't. You weren't guaranteed the energy in every pack, so that's why
Weird.
they're rare. Yeah.
I was gonna look that up because I was wondering if like I wonder if there's like rare or like expensive energies because I was looking up. I don't know if you've seen in the packs they have coins. There's expensive coins that you get from like tournaments and stuff like that. Never like ones that you get in the actual packs, but like tournament
Yeah.
going ones. But I never looked at the energies, so that's interesting. Because when you get a pack, you get like a deck of energies. Like you automatically get those, and people just toss them because useless.
Awesome. All right, Michael, what'd you do?
Today I caught up on Brandon Sanderson's lectures on his writing. He's one more next week, but the past two were on publishing, which he kind of started by going through kind of the history of publishing, which was very interesting. I didn't because he was like, yeah, you basically before Tolkien and even sometime after Tolkien, you had no shot making money being an author. He's like, rich people wrote books and for their rich friends. Like that's what people did. Just higher class people wrote them. And he was like, people didn't buy books like that. Like it was a very fascinating kind of history of all that I had no idea about. I was just like, oh yeah, people, been writers forever, books forever, but not a profession. So that was interesting. Then he goes through all of like the steps of, publishing then and publishing now and stuff like that, and how different things changed. And then he went through like the kind of booms of whenever, like when audiobooks hit or when ebooks hit, and like how that just changes everything so much. And like when Amazon started all that stuff and Kindle and everything like that, like it was very fascinating stuff, but always learn a lot with him. I don't understand because he always, he'll take questions after a subject, splitting up the lecture, or he'll do a special lecture, which because that's more understandable because he's pretty, thought about him. But like he just answers every random question so thoroughly and like because that's one thing I'll say about Brandon Sanderson is he knows everything about the idea of storytelling, or like just arcs, plots, ideas. He just has like an encyclopedic knowledge of like, oh yeah, that fits here because of this fits here. I'm like, I don't think like that. I don't know how you word these questions as though you're reading out of a textbook. Like it's just a random question someone asked, but you're like, oh yeah, the answer would be this because like some people he'll be like, oh well, that's because of this. And that'd be like the answer, but like some snarky, like it comes off as like a snarky comment that you would expect him to just move on. But there's like, and here's why. And he just goes this whole thing like, that blows my mind how easily he answers questions. But just for someone I want to shout out. So those were very good.
Maybe it comes with that teaching background, maybe. I don't.
I didn't know because his wife's a teacher, but he like back whenever he first started writing, you know, he took a night job at a hotel so he could just write all night long, and then he went to a lot of school and classing for writing like that. So I think that's where he learned a lot of it. He attributes a lot to this guy named Dan. I don't remember what his professor's name was, something with a D. He attributes a lot of his lesson learning that he got from where he is now, but it's just his kind of mindset it's so about the mechanisms and how everything works behind the scenes. And I'm like, man, your brain is crazy. But very sad there's only one left of those. They've been fun, enjoyable, and he has a good sense of humor. And then
I saw a video real fast about like the newest trend that books are selling, and it's actually books that we would call them like isekai novels. So it's books about people that get sucked into a world and they have like RPG stats in the book.
Interesting.
Yeah,
My
so
friends
that's
are reading that.
yeah, that's the
work.
new
That's the
trend
new
in
wave.
novels, right? Yeah.
It's crazy, so weird, but yeah. So those are fun. And then I watched a couple more of their podcasts with him and Dan, because Dan 2 years ago got diagnosed with depression. He's the one who wrote I Am a Serial Killer. And so, like, you know, in his 40s or whatever he is now, got diagnosed with depression. And then so they had an episode a year ago about it, and then they had a follow-up. This week was the follow-up of like how he's dealing with it and what happens, and like what things he's been using as, you know, countermeasures and stuff like that. And it's very interesting because Brandon is, like I've said before, he's very much like nothing phases him. He wakes up the same every day and he's like, oh, good day to be alive. But his wife struggles with depression a lot, so he understands that way, but he's also very good about asking questions and understanding. But it's very interesting, very sad, because I'm like, I like Dan a lot. I'm like, I don't want you to be sad, Dan. Don't be sad. Although he says it's not sad depression, it's like the emptiness depression, where he just feels like, oh well, nothing matters or means anything. So very interesting to hear him talk about it. But yeah, so let's caught up on those today. And then the other things I did watch the Doctor Who is Back season 2 of what's his face. The episode, nothing to write home about. Not very interesting, in my opinion. It's basically
I heard it was like what do you call it? Incel Planet or something like that. All about a guy stuck in a world or something.
it was like robots. Oh yeah, the robots are very lame. I didn't like the robots at all. It's like just giant toy looking things. I don't know. I wish Doctor Who would take their villains more seriously. But anyway, the robots have a world, and then the humans are kind of slaves in the world, whatever, and the robots are doing things, and the Doctor's there, and it's just like, I don't know. But I will say one thing about the episode. A lot of it kind of has already left my mind because it wasn't very interesting. I will say they did change things up at the end, because, you know, it feels very formulaic. Doctor Who, blah 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 blah. The Doctor's there, blah blah blah. We're going to describe this random thing, and they had this rule whenever they first met the robots that they didn't comprehend every ninth word. So the Doctor was conversing through her through every ninth word of what he was saying, which was cool how they played it out initially. But like, she first gets there and all these robots come up because because the whole thing started because her boyfriend paid to have a star named after her.
Mm-hmm.
So like, he gave her a certificate. Here's a certificate of you've been named after this star over there, you know, that's, you know, whatever gone. But that star took it very
That one, yeah, I don't know that. Yeah.
So
Just pick one.
that star took it very seriously, and they named her queen, and so that's how she gets abducted to this planet of her own star, and she's the queen, and the robots want her to be rule or whatever, to induct herself into the AI of the world, whatever. So the Doctor comes up to her and he's like conversing with her with every ninth word of saying, hey, the humans are all lined up. He's like, hey, we're planning a rebellion, basically like that, and we're going to attack now. And then they shoot all the robots. I'm like, there was no point to tell her if you're just going to shoot them all, and you could talk plainly literally 5 seconds after you did this whole, it's a cool idea, play with it some more, give some tension. But it was literally immediately, like, the whole scene was pointless. It's like, so that was interesting. But like I said, the very end did change things up, because, you know, every time the Doctor finds a companion, the companion's like, oh, I'm gonna go travel the world with you, blah blah blah, we're gonna have adventure, blah blah blah. But the chick was kind of like, I did like the companion. I think she has a little bit more intellect about her, and she's very aware, and so she's kind of like, no, I don't, I want to go home. Like, she kind of pins the Doctor on what he is, like an insecure, he just travels through people and uses them and loses them and then hurts, and so he wants someone to fill that void or whatever. And she's like, I want to go home. So it was kind of the first time a companion's like, I don't want to be around you. You're trouble. You're bad news. And then of course they don't actually make it home because the TARDIS is bouncing off her timeline and stuff like that. But anyway, I thought that was an interesting kind of change to where they're not buddy. She wants to get home and get away from him, and she's stuck with him. So I thought that was a fun change. And then the only other thing I did, I caught up on Righteous Gemstones. So I had talked about the first episode. It was like that big prequel of how the family started the church and everything like that with Bradley Cooper. And then it goes back to the recent times. And have you guys ever seen anything of the show?
No.
It's basically just like an extreme, like the mega churches that are all about the money and all that stuff. But like just the lives of these people. Like John Goodman's the dad. The dude from Hot Rod is one of the sons. And it's like the show is absurd. It's a mixture between Hot Rod and Breaking Bad. Like they have these scenarios where it's like, oh, these gangsters are coming after us because we owed them money at some point, and people are dying, getting shot, and burning down in the houses and stuff like that. And the show has always been extremely absurd, but like the past 5 episodes, I'm like, you are so far across the line of absurdity. I still enjoy it. It's a great show. The humor is ridiculous. And the production makes no sense. This show has a better production than probably most any I've ever seen. It's insane. I'm like, how much money did you pour into this? But
it's funded by one of the churches.
No joke. but it's just like the freaking like they go over so many. Like you just get to a point where John Goodman and his dead wife's best friend, who he's seeing in this new season, are 69ing, and the kids walk in on them, and it's just like you're just like, why do I? It's just like that. It's so disturbing. And John Goodman has very long hair, and he looks bizarre. Because like in the last season, he gave up on the church because he'd always been like the pastor, the leader, rather than the son. The kids are like they're just genuinely some of the worst people who have ever existed on planet Earth. And so they kind of push him out. He's like, whatever, I'm going to do my own thing. So he's in Florida, drunk on a boat, and they go and force him to come back. And it's just the most absurd show I've ever seen in my life. It's hard to describe or anything like this, but it's definitely worth watching just to laugh at the absurdity of it, because it's so weird.
One of the podcasts I listened to was hyping it up.
It has no right. It's one of those shows where it's like, you should not be this good. You really shouldn't, but it really is. But they're just disgusting people.
Disgusting people.
Yeah, that's all I did.
I forgot 2 things real fast. One is my friend Ariel got me on Caleb Hammer, which is the financial audit guy. He just goes over people's like finances and where you're supposed to be at that age. I found out I'm very behind, but they're interesting, and I'm learning a lot about like savings, like stuff like that, savings, budgeting, stuff like that. He has an I didn't realize this. He has an episode with Boogie.
Oh no.
And I was like, it all comes back. And then I was watching that one, and he sounds so normal. Like he's like
Boogie.
Yeah, tried to sound like a normal person, and you're like, And then I forgot I watched the Not Just the Goof documentary.
Oh, you watched that?
I don't know if that was out already.
Yeah.
It was really good. I won't talk much about it because you guys probably want to watch it. There is one part that I do want to talk about where he is the director is talking about, like, so we pitched we showed some of the movies to like the head of the office or the studio. We showed him some of this, like what it's going to be like, and he was just like looking at it, and he's like, Steve Martin. They're like, what? And he's like, we don't need Goofy. Imagine if he was voiced by Steve Martin. And the director's like, no, I don't think that will work. And he's like, we're gonna do that. And he's like, let me try something. So he's like, he told the guy who voices Goofy, he's like, try to do it in just your voice. And the guy who voices Goofy, he's like, what are you talking about? He got like a panic attack. He's like, you gotta just do it as you. And he's like, I guess. and so they filmed that, and then they showed the guy again. And he's like, Do it how you were doing it.
Go back to what you were doing. I
You were
was
right.
wrong. Oh,
But it is really
my.
good, and it's very heartwarming too. So I recommend it.
The only clip I saw was where he's teaching the other guy how to do the laugh in the car.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
That was
the Max
interesting.
guy.
Yeah.
Well, speaking, was that your last one?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Harry Potter, I went to see The Amateur,
he watched all of them.
which is directed by a guy who directed some episodes of Doctor Who, not Harry Potter.
That's what
I was like,
gonna
what?
say,
Harry
what?
Potter was a while ago.
Doctor Who. He directed some of the 5
Hmm.
episodes of Doctor Who.
I thought Remy Malik was in it in Harry Potter. I just didn't recognize him.
Maybe. No, but I like this movie. It was very up my alley. If you guys if you guys were watching, you'd probably go, oh yeah, this is one Joseph would watch. It's very like Liam Neeson kind of revenge spy thriller. Rami Malek, I think, did a good job. He's got a huge head. I've heard this about celebrities where they have like gigantic heads on skinny bodies, and it's weird. And I could really tell on this one. Rachel Brosnahan, who's going to be Lois Lane, so she was in it. Not a very big part, but she was in it. And then Lawrence Fishburne was in it.
haven't seen him in a
What
minute.
isn't he in?
Yeah, what is? What's the guy who plays the Punisher?
John
John?
Bernthal.
Yeah, he's in it for a little bit too.
He's always in it for a little bit. Every movie.
Yeah, exactly. He's like,
Stick
"I can't-"
around, John. Stick around.
He's like, I gotta go. So yeah, it's basically Rami Malek's wife gets killed, and he works for the CIA. And he's like, why aren't you guys doing your job? Why aren't you guys finding these guys? Turns out there's like some conspiracy going on. I won't get too much into it, but he's like, I'm gonna go find my wife's killers. He wants Lawrence Fishburne to train him, which he does, and because they kind of laugh at him, and they're like, you couldn't kill nothing, man. And it's true, he can't really kill anyone because he just doesn't have the guts for it. So he's got to kind of come up with ways to kill them without getting his hands dirty. So it was interesting. I do like, it's very like, nothing would surprise you. It doesn't do anything kind of new. I do like how there's this conspiracy in the background going on, and I thought the ending was very satisfying. So I liked it.
First.
I saw while I was watching this movie, I saw the Tron Ares trailer at the movies, and
Did you not watch it before?
well, I watched it on TV, but I haven't watched it on the big screen, and I liked it on the big screen. The music was really good too in it. Next, so the theme for my 3 movies this week became revenge. So, what was the next one I watched? The next
John
one,
Wick 1, 2, and 3.
that would have been the easy way out, Jared. So I didn't take the easy. I watched The Limey from 1999. This stars Terrence Stamp, who you might know as Chancellor Valorum from episode 1.
That pivotal role.
So yeah, so I did not really because I always heard that a lot of people like this movie. I did not expect what I got because I thought it'd kind of be like a Guy Ritchie type of British gangster film, but it wasn't that at all. This was Steven Soderbergh. So Terrence Stamp's character gets out of prison and he wants to find the person who killed his daughter. So he goes to LA, meets up with Luis Guzman, who was in his daughter's acting class, and he kind of helps him. This movie, it was kind of weird. It's very indie. It was shot, I think, for like $10 million or something like that, which probably was a lot more even back then. But it looks very much like an indie movie. It sounds very much like an indie movie. But then you got this like great performance by Terrence Stamp, who doesn't act like an indie actor would act. He acts like a good actor. So it was kind of weird. Peter Fonda plays the bad guy, and he's like really fits the role for this. He just seems like the kind of guy that would be. So yeah, I can see why people liked it. It just seems like an indie movie with like a great director and great actors. It's kind of weird. And then the next one I watched was, I believe it's 1980. this is the wrong one, not 1965. I got it
I
here.
thought the title was 1980. I was like, I don't
No,
know.
it's called The Exterminator from 1980. So this one was nuts. So this was like, it's an 80s action film. So the violence over the top. It starts off in Vietnam, and I mean the first scene, the guy's like flying in the air, and then this guy, they're like prisoners in Vietnam, and they chop this guy's head off, but it's like the sharpest machete ever or something, like, because it like slices like butter, and he like cuts him and the head just flops over. It's like, whoa. And so the story's about this Vietnam vet, uh and he's got this best bro, man, and this best bro was like, he saved them in Vietnam. He's always like saving his butt, but his best bro gets attacked by these like hippie looking guy. They're supposed to be like gang members, but they look like hippies. And they paralyze his best bro, man. And it looks like they do it with like one of those gardening forks or whatever. It's weird because they like stab on the back with it, and like twist it. It's like, what the heck?
Oh,
Yeah, like what the heck is going on? So he's paralyzed. So this guy, he's gonna get revenge. So it's weird because he does get revenge, and he even gets revenge on the top guy. But the movie's only like half over, and you're like, what are they gonna do now? The movie's pretty much, he did his mission. What do they do now? So he gotta find like side missions, and now he's like a celebrity
side
on
mission.
he's like a celebrity on the streets. Everyone's like, hey, I know you. You're the exterminator.
This
So he-
cover does not look promising.
No. I can't even tell what's going on in the cover. It's like a guy with a flamethrower or something like that. So yeah, he gets like side mission. He picks up a prostitute for some reason. I don't know why, but he does, and he takes her back to a love hotel where they have to buy some sheets because clean sheets are extra, $20 extra. And then he notices that she's kind of been beat up. She's got like burn scars on her. And he's like, where'd you get these? And so now his next mission is to find this. They call him a chicken pimp or something like that. And you don't even want to know what those guys do. It's very sick. So it's his mission to kill these guys. We get this long scene where he's like pitting mercury and bullets. It's weird. It's just like he's just pitting mercury. It's just like, I don't know why it lingers on this scene. It's
He
like
likes
the
to be
movie's like,
fun. He likes to
movie's like,
experiment.
we already finished this in 30 minutes. We gotta waste some time. So put some bullets, some mercury, and some bullets. And I'm like, okay. So he goes and he does that mission, and he's successful again. Meanwhile, this cop has been falling. I've seen this actor who plays the detective in like 2 other bad movies. One was The Day of the Animals, where the animals just go nuts and start killing everyone. And then this movie called Grizzly Bear is just basically Jaws with the grizzly bear, and they shoot a rocket at it and kill the bear like that. It's kind of awesome. But anyway, this guy plays the detective. He's kind of following the guy, but he doesn't. He's not too worried about it because he's always like making out with his doctor girlfriend. They even do it in the hospital, and she's like, I got a special room where we can do it. And
That's not sterile.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't think that's allowed. But anyway, he actually sees him leaving the hospital, and he's like pulling up his pants. He's like, hey, your zipper's undone. He's like, oh shoot.
Hey, thanks, pal.
The final showdown is between him and the detective. He's like, meet me at the pier, and they kind of wrestle a little, and he's like, he gets the jump on him, and he's like about to shoot the detective, but he's like, now you know how it feels to be scared or something like that. And then he gives up. He's like, oh, okay, you're a good guy. But then they get sniped by the CIA. The CIA is up on a tower, and they shoot the guys, and they're like, oh crap, and they kill the detective. The other guy gets shot, and you think that's at the end. And the CIA guy, he's like, Washington will be pleased. It's weird. Because apparently there was an election coming, and they thought the vigilante would hurt the president's chances of getting elected, so they had to take him out.
This sounds like an awesome video game. Like,
So you think he's dead, but the very end, he jumps out of the water, and he actually had a bulletproof vest, and he's by Lady Liberty, so he's ready to go for the sequel. And I forgot
We're still waiting for that sequel.
No, they actually did one. There's an
Oh.
Exterminator 2. But the director didn't come back because he thought the story was over. But
He didn't even know about it. He was like,
I forgot to mention it starts with a country song, and I was dying. I almost didn't make it out of the song, but I did, and it was just cheesy. It would be a fun movie to make fun of. It's very cheesy 80s action. So that was my 3 movies for the week. Revenge. So now I need 3 more movies. There's a ton of movies on Tubi that I'm
I
interested.
thought was the amateur part of that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you had 3 plus the amateur.
No, just that was part of the 3. So next time, it looks like we're going to be watching Sinners. So we'll review that. I don't think I'm going to watch more vampire movies, so I might have to do 4 movies.
Watch some. Is it like a Western? Watch some Western movies? Or movies about brothers? Because it's about brothers, right?
It's like a Southern Gothic. They said, I found this out. They said one of the reasons they couldn't write the Blade script is because it was like this, where it was like in the 1930s Southern vampire thing. So they couldn't do that for the Blade script because they already took it. So
I'm Blade, mother effer. Just like G. Willikers. What is wrong with him?
All right. Any last words on this one?
Got nothing.
All right. So like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we will see you next time. Bye.